Hey, welcome back to Reddit Cheating Wife, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to the channel for cheating stories like this.
Found that she was cheating on me with a celebrity. I've been married to her, 36, for over a decade. 2 children, 12F and 10M children who are really brilliant and nice. My kid has been more disobedient to her mother over the last 2 years. My kid would only do or listen when I asked or told her to. She has a soft spot for her mother. I wouldn't pay too much attention since her mother would berate me virtually every day. For many years, I have been the victim of her psychological and emotional assault. I believed I could manage it since I'm much larger than she is. However, it has taken a toll on my health. So in February, we went to counseling. Even though I could see that we were making progress, she refused to return. Our #DB issue, on the other hand, persisted. One day in June, I started to suspect she was cheating on me. You should be aware that my wife is pretty gorgeous, is quite active on Facebook and Instagram. She has a lot of friends and even goes to concerts with them. I never imagined she'd betray me. My concerns, however, got the better of me. She left the home to do some errands one day and forgot her phone on my desk, so I attempted to unlock it. I looked through her social media accounts and discovered evidence. Hundreds of mails exchanged between her and an alias, pictures, and a video of someone opening an envelope and bringing out his daughter's university diploma. With the daughter's complete name shown, I was able to easily figure out his identity. It's all public information. I discovered that he is a singer and a star in my nation. One of his songs genuinely appealed to me. Not any longer. I made copies of all communications, secured the phone, and left it in the exact location she had left it. Those errands were precisely what you'd expect them to be, in case you're still wondering. My wife saw that I was sad despite the fact that I didn't say anything. That same night, she would hold me and tell me how much she despises it when I am sad because she loves me. Her efforts to soothe me just served to aggravate my wrath. I, on the other hand, kept the true cause secret from myself. I notified her that I wanted a divorce in hushed tones the next night, when my children were asleep in their own beds. She was really taken aback. When I was asked why, I only had one thing to respond: adultery. She categorically denied everything, but I responded with the name and alias of her boyfriend. She said that I was exaggerating and that nothing had really happened to me. What I did in response was to recite word for word what they had been talking about the day before. After that, I assured her that I was well versed in all facets of her life and that she could trust me. The fact that I was privy to all of her and photographs that she sent him. Not all of the content of their conversations, but enough to know that they were having a wonderful time anyway. We had a heated exchange in which she claimed to be a victim, bawling and declaring that she needed, to which I answered that I had done all in my power to reignite our passion. But she continued to be distant with me and spoil the environment every time. Every single time. She begged for forgiveness. She pleaded with me to keep my mouth shut about it. I was begged to have her as my wife once again, and I was able to forgive her because I cherished her. There were, however, certain limits in place. There will be no further aggressions. She would devote the same amount of time and attention to me that I gave her in return. Let's go back to the previous week. Although the connection had been growing steadily for some time, I saw that she was scared and apprehensive about it. So, bracing myself for the worst, I approached her. She was making an effort to see me as her husband. Not as a casual acquaintance, at any rate. She was making an effort not to harm me anymore. Since then, though, he's been more antagonistic against me. She said that I was too good for her to be with. She was placing me on a pedestal, and I didn't like it. She was not deserving of me. When I informed her that I still loved her, she responded by saying she couldn't. You may have noticed by now that she is a bit of an emotional wreck herself. In any case, she advised that we each go our own ways for a while. When I was offered the position, I accepted and moved in with my parents. Surprisingly, she did not react positively to this. The kids had been through a lot, but we were able to keep them quiet by giving them a speech about daddy and mommy's self-healing and efforts to mend our broken family relationships. They are intelligent and quickly got the gist of the material. And today, I went home for a few minutes to see my kids, who were playing outside. The wife made an unsuccessful effort to convince me to spend the night in our bed with her. However, I informed him that this was not going to happen. She apologized profusely in front of the children for everything. She didn't mention the affair, but she did recognize that she had caused her father a great deal of pain. I begged forgiveness once again. My parting kisses were given to the youngsters as I escorted them to their rooms. After that, we continued to talk. When I recommended something about her bikini Instagram photos, I chose the incorrect words, and instead of helping her to break free from the cycle of abuse she was exposing us to, my suggestion backfired on me and made things worse. I apologized, but she informed them that they had to leave. It happened as I was walking out the door. Do you remember my daughter's hate towards someone? My kid came up to me and inquired as to if I was all right. Then I described what had occurred and who I was. Fear, envy, and a broken heart had been the catalyst for what I had said, and I had caused hurt to my mother via my actions. Did she do you any harm? My daughter inquired. I couldn't say anything, but she could tell by the look on my face and the look in my eyes. Then she informed me she had to tell me something she had been keeping concealed for almost 2 years, and she couldn't wait any longer. She knew. While traveling with her mother, she had seen the texting that had taken place. She was accompanied by a friend to the guy's performance. She even had the opportunity to meet him. It was when I was at work that my daughter's remarks came to me, while I was straining my back to guarantee that food was always available. She'd even brought it up with her mother, who had agreed with her. I could see she was entirely incorrect, but my wife would argue that she was just being dramatic, and that it would lead to a misunderstanding between her mother and father, which would end in an ugly split for the family. That's why she's been deafeningly quiet for over 2 years. I felt like my spirit had been broken. I was unable to communicate with my wife today. I was worried that I might say or do something that I would later come to regret. I'm quite aware that my wife grew up in a troubled family environment. Her parents are not the kind of people you can trust. What about her elder sisters, do you think? She's just as erratic as she seems. She is not a bad person, and she has done all she could to be a good mother to her children. To me, second chances are really essential. Years ago, when I was on the edge of death, I was given one as a gift. It's been a long time since I've had a close encounter with the Grim Reaper, and I really want to forget about it and forgive my wife. However, I have informed my daughter that her mother must change. It will take some time to do this. My daughter has asked if she might accompany me to the meeting. I'll take care of it. But first and foremost, I need to speak with my attorney. I, on the other hand, am in desperate need of aid. I'd certainly make an appointment with a therapist soon. As you are aware, I am contemplating divorce, but I'm not positive that it is the best option for me. I've informed my children that I would always be there to them should they need my assistance. What should I do in the face of my daughter's enmity towards her own mother? What if I need to notify the musician's family as well about his wrongdoings? Update. She just came out to me today, and I was flattered. She was poised and ready to talk. Things blew up in the face of the Associated Press. Karma has completed its task. AP is currently experiencing significant difficulties. My daughter has made the decision to forgive her mother, and I fully support her decision. She will never forget what her mother did, and she made it clear to her mother that she would never forget. Mom seems to be on indefinite parole at this point. Wife has let her behaviors to speak for her. She has changed and is no longer the woman I married a few years ago. She has hinted that we may be able to renew our connection in a subtle way. That is just wonderful. However, I am still not convinced. As a result, I'll be keeping an eye on her. In the meanwhile, I plan to return to school and finish my degree. Work out, and just keep your gaze fixed on me. And if I chance to run into someone, well, we'll see what happens. I'm feeling much better now. I can't afford to waste any more time thinking about the pain. It is now appropriate to celebrate. Thank you so much, and please keep in touch.